Hey everyone, it's Ryan from Rocky Mountain Cigar Show. Welcome to another Thursday night live show here at the Smokin' Studios at the Rocky Mountain Cigar Show. Just want to start the show by giving a little bit of a rundown of what an absolutely amazing event that we had this past Friday night. Rocky Mountain Cigar Night 2023, our second annual event, went off epically amazing. I don't use that word lightly, but what I will say is that the goal for the night was 30 grand to raise money to be able to purchase a dog, to make their lives better. And by God, we actually hit that goal, and I'm just absolutely beside myself that we were able to achieve that. So absolutely massive thanks and gratitude to everybody that attended that event and made that event possible. And we very much look forward to seeing you all next year, as next year's event is already in planning and will be significantly bigger. And we're going to actually have a fun little surprise too that we might be able to pull off, hopefully. I think we will be sticking with Shadow Warriors Project. In fact, I know we will be sticking for Shadow Warriors Project again next year, raising money for them as well. Speaking of support and people that sponsor, let's go in and say a big shout out to all the sponsors of this show. And by the way, if you sponsored that event last Friday night, we will be doing a big release on Rocky Mountain Cigar Night's Facebook page. So be on the lookout for that. And we'll make sure we tag everybody that was there that made that night possible. But moving on to what makes this show possible, we have BAMF Cigars, ROCF Cigars. Use my promo code RMCS15 for 15% off both websites. We've got Kristoff Cigars, K by Karen Berger, soon to be renamed as Karen Berger Cigars. We've got Sagrado Cigars, a new air, humidors, Micallef Cigars, pro business, pro growth, pro cigar rights, Big Sky Cigars, Cornell and Diehl pipe tobacco, as well as La Aurora, introducing the new 120th anniversary. Definitely jump out to your local retailer and pick one of those up as soon as possible. And if they're not in there, definitely ask your retailer to reach out to La Aurora, or they can reach out to me and I will put them in contact. So again, just want to follow up. Big shout out to everybody that was involved last Friday. You really helped me make a dream come true, and we made a dream come true for a vet. Now, as we bring on the guests here, all right, we're going to bring on the muscle first. And we'll keep Chris in the background for a little bit since he decided to show up a little late for the show. No, I'm just fucking around. How you doing, Chris?
We're doing, bro.
Not too much. All right, everybody. We've got Chris and Jeff from Amendola Family Cigars on tonight. How y'all doing tonight?
Good, man.
Good.
How
are you, brother?
I'm doing very well after last week's event,
that's awesome.
where we were
Congrats.
able to. Thank you. I couldn't believe it. It was an absolute dream come true. And yeah, I'm still riding on cloud 9 from that. So it was a great time, and we'll have to get you guys involved with it next year.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Definitely. We talked about that. So
no doubt. No,
we
absolutely.
got to make our way out there, man.
Absolutely, you do. So yeah, Tobacco Leaf's just killing it for you guys out here in Colorado.
Yeah.
By the way, anybody watching, you go to Tobacco Leaf in the south end of Denver, and they have Amendola's full line of cigars. So definitely go over there, buy yourself a 5-pack or a box or 2 or 3. Or just buy them all out, and I promise you, Jeff and Chris won't care.
Wow, you should go.
I'm out.
So before we get into the show tonight, let's do our first segment of the night, which is sponsored by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, and that is, what are you smoking tonight? I will let Chris, you go first.
True and tried, man. I go with my Padrino. Where is it? Where's the camera? It is. Padrino, man. All day, every day. I love it.
Nice. What about you, Jeff?
It's funny. I'm smoking the same thing. Boom. Because I gave out all my special over the weekend. Actually, yesterday. But this is all I love. Obviously, we love the cigar. It's a great cigar.
Absolutely. The Padrino is a fantastic cigar. I tonight am smoking the Special.
There you go.
You have my last one. There it is.
There it is. You found it for you.
It's my last one too. It's my last one too.
Actually, I have one Special left that I put in my private box. Chris, it's from our first production
run. Yeah. I still got one too from like the original.
Yeah, but
I always do it every time we do a run. The first run, I always take one or two and throw it in the box. It's not in the box.
Yeah, I have to hide it because if I see it, I'm gonna smoke it. So.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic. So we're all smoking absolutely great Amendola cigars. The Padrino I was gonna bring out, and then I looked at the Maduro, and then I realized I had a Special, so I had to rub it in Jeff's face a little bit that I had one.
Yeah, thanks, pal.
Well, fantastic. Thank you so much to Steve Saka for sponsoring this show, being part of our segment of What Are You Smoking Tonight? Now, I'm actually going to give you all the floor here to kind of talk about what you guys have been up to this year, some of the changes and stuff that Amendola has been going through. While you're doing that, I'm going to continue to share the show so we can build the audience a little bit bigger. So, Chris or Jeff, you guys start off.
Cool.
Jeffy, you want to? What?
You finish.
Okay. Yeah. The finisher. Finishing.
The finisher. That's what we call him. No, so this year, 2023, we've been in business for almost 5 years. It's coming up on our 5-year mark. A lot of good things. Not going to lie, a lot of challenges that Chris and I have been dealing with as a business, and we'll get into maybe a little bit of that, but so far, the beginning of the year, we started out at TPE. We released our first run of the West Side Story cigar that was being made in New York City at the oldest cigar factory, 50 years coming up on in Manhattan, still making cigars. We're planning to do a second release in the next month or so. So everyone that didn't get their boxes in that order, it's coming. We apologize, but sometimes good things take time to come to fruition. So we're working on that second batch for you. I'm excited because Monday I'm moving to Florida. And I'm going to be right around the corner from my boy, my brother. And
took him fucking long enough. Took him long enough, but he got it done. Took you long enough, but you got it done.
What did I just say? Good things come to those who wait. Good things take time. You know, so I'm excited about that. You know, Chris and I have a lot of plans. Once we're back in the same area, we can really team up and put our brains together a little bit better and get our plan going for the next 5 years. You know, we have a lot of things in the works. Some we can't say. We're talking to some new factories, talking about some new blends. We're waiting on some blends. I know a lot of you might be a little upset we're out of certain cigars, but they're coming. Be patient. So a lot of good things, a lot of challenges, a lot of good things. We get through them, and we need people like you to support and stick with us on this journey. Chris?
Absolutely. My wife's been going crazy. When is the cannoli going to be back in it smoking? When is the cannoli? I keep telling her.
So is Michelle in Alaska.
Take a little bit. Well, it's because
that white cannoli.
She gets like the inside scoop from the goat, and she just buys the whole pallet.
She buys the pallet.
Man.
That's why she's still smoking them now.
A lot of people have been looking for that white cannoli. It's sold out everywhere, man. And it's coming, man. We got a lot of, as Jeff kind of touched on, we made a lot of, we got a lot of good things coming. A lot of challenges, but a lot of good things in the past year. We're kind of honing in on the backside of our business. Wanted to really focus more in. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure some of our supporters who follow us saw, on our Instagram page, we were down in DR. you know, mingling with, you know, a couple new factories and just business aspects and partnerships. Because honestly, for the long run, to be in this business, that's what this is about. That's one thing, you know, we learn, you know, it's all about really partnerships and longevity and who you sell, who you could see, and relationships and who you could do that with. We're very hands-on. So for us to sometimes, you know, have to, you know, put our destiny in the hands of others, it's frustrating.
Yes.
But you know, that's the game. Everybody goes through it. It's not just us. We're just trying to work our way around that and those challenges and those obstacles to make things easier for a longer, you know, for the long run, so we can continue to do this and make great cigars, you know, into the future. So, you know, we've been really heavily focusing on that this year. But, you know, we're upset that we missed PCA. You know, shout out to everybody, all the cigar community. You know,
yeah, I had to get off social media that week.
Yeah, because people were like, "Man, why aren't you guys here?" And it wasn't, you know, like a F you to anybody or to the industry or anything. Like, it was just, yeah, it wasn't a snuff. We got a lot of things going on behind the scenes. You know, Jeff's also moving. I got, you know, everybody's got a lot going on. So with that, with all the changes and us really trying to hone in and focus in on the back end of things so we can kind of really hit the ground running in 2024. We'll have some little things drop in the end of this year, but little cookies. But, you know, we're really trying to set ourselves up for, you know, a real strong 2024. So, because we also know that how the PCA is, you know, changing, it's going to be a lot closer to TPE. So we would definitely like to hit both of those, you know, events and trade shows. Obviously, it was like the Super Bowl. Well, obviously PCA is like the Super Bowl of the year, but, you know, we definitely want to get back out there and get back, you know, back out on the scene and, you know, say hello to everybody and shake hands and kiss babies. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I tell you what, if you're watching, the best way to think of this, remember, their slogan is "We are the muscle." All they're doing is going and taking some roids, getting huge, getting themselves built like a brick shit house, and then when the company, and when it comes back into full fruition at the end of this year, going into next year, it is going to be a powerhouse of a company. I've had the fortunate ability to get some insider information around what's happening in the background. Around what's happening in the background, and I'm just telling you guys right now, Amendola is going to be a lean, mean fighting machine.
Don't sleep on us. Don't sleep.
Yeah, gearing up for battle next year, guys. Had some hiccups. They're coming back from it, and I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a company in 2024 to definitely behold. And I'm looking very forward to you guys achieving everything that I personally know, and then all the other things I don't. So,
and I want to say something too.
Man. Go ahead,
to clarify, and I'm not throwing anyone under the bus.
They're not taking steroids.
Yeah. When we say hiccups and challenges, I want you to know. I mean, Chris and I are the brand, right? Chris mentioned it earlier. We have to rely on other elements and other people, you know, that are kind of behind the scenes. And I gotta say, because we get the brunt of a lot of like, why you guys out of product? Why can't you fulfill this? And we are doing everything we can as a small company to make it right. Mm-hmm. And the biggest challenges were production delays. And for a small company, if anyone's in that world that can understand it, if we don't have product for a year or we're waiting, not because it's our fault, it's whatever, you know, those are challenges. And I want to make that, you know, not to woe it out there, but I just want people to know that we are doing everything we possibly can to keep this going. And we're not going anywhere. But when we say challenges, hiccups, that's what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
And the frustrating part about that is we're not, you know, listen, everybody in this industry, especially at our level, in some shape or form, at a point in time, whether it's fixed or not, has went through this. Like, we're going through it. Like, and especially a lot of the smaller brands like us, because they're relying on a lot of the bigger conglomerate, you know, factories to manufacture their cigars. We're not the only ones, you know, doing this. And we understand that. But what we want to do is try to figure out a way to be a little bit more in control of our own destiny.
Bingo.
And have, you know, and not really, because, you know, at the end of the day, if we don't have product for 6-7 months that we're waiting on, and we got all our retailers bitching, and they don't think we're running our business right, it hurts our business. Our name's on the box. My name, Jeff's name's on the box. You know, so, you know, it really just falls down on us. And when you're in the background trying to keep everything together logistically and make sure everything is running smoothly, and you run into those issues, you can't. A smaller company like us, we cannot have those problems on a continuous basis, because if we do, we will not be in business anymore.
Correct.
So, you know, people looking out on the inside right now, like, oh, they're dying off, they're sizzling out, they're going to go to PCA, but we're working behind the scenes, we're trying to build relationships, so we don't have these problems anymore, and we could be more consistent as far as, I think our product is very consistent. That's not the issue. It's the logistical operational side that we have to do a little bit better, and that we're trying to take a bigger hand on, of, you know, as far as control. Because we feel that if we have that control, then we will not have as many issues, and we will be in a little. Now, I'll be the first to tell you. Everybody who knows me, if I fuck up, I'll be the first to tell you, man, I fucked up. I got to fix this. I got to figure it out. But it's very frustrating as a brand owner, and as a small business owner, when you have people that want your product and you have to continue to tell them that you don't have it, and they look at you like you're a moron, or you don't know what you're doing, and that I can't stand for. If I did something wrong or something stupid, or I got to fix it and I got to make it right, I'll man up, I'll own up to my mistakes, and I'll try to fix it, you know. But it's very frustrating when I'm getting, pounded, Jeff's getting pounded, we're losing business, certain things are happening and we're losing the momentum because of what other people do or don't do. That I can't stand, and if you continue to do that, you can do it for a little while, you can fix things, you can come back, we're okay. But I see the writing on the wall, if this is something that's going to continue to happen for a long period of time, it's not sustainable.
Yeah, if we don't change it now or fix it now.
Yeah. So
Amendola,
history repeats itself.
So Amendola came to a fork in the road and had to make a tough decision. Some tough ones, some hard ones, some maybe expensive ones, to be able to correct the path that, unfortunately, through just suppliers, you guys are put in a fucked up circumstance in that sense. So you guys have regrouped this last several months, gotten your ducks in a row, but not just sat there and licked your wounds, but you guys got up and are trying to actively prevent these wounds from happening again.
100%.
Yes, and with that also being said, I just want to say, this isn't throwing shade at the industry or any of the guys we worked with. All our factories that we work with and continue to work with, we have utmost respect for. We understand we understand what, their, obstacles and things. They got so much, so many people, small brands, big brands, coming at them trying to produce cigars they're trying to produce for themselves. We understand that. So it's not, we're just trying to figure out a way to, still come with, some of the best product, in my opinion, out on the market, variety, and do it in a more practical way that is going to be more streamlined and, more consistent, because we need that consistency, because we end up getting, some momentum, and we're hitting the ground running. We're doing events, we're doing festivals, we're doing all this, and then when we run out of product and then our retailers can't get it, it doesn't look good for us. It really doesn't look good, and it's not, like, again, account of anything that we're doing or not doing, but we only have so much control, and that's what we're trying to really hone in right now on, is more control, because we feel if we have more control on the backside of the business, as far as, everything, between the whole thing, distribution, between the factories, between, all the logistics, the printing, the bands,
shipping, everything.
Shipping, it has to be, so we're just trying to get that secret sauce to make it a little bit, like a well-oiled machine. I don't think our product, I know our product is, in my opinion, one of the best products out there as far as a boutique brand. So we just got to continue to make a good product for people who support us and know that, you know, we're a smaller company that's, you know, doing this on our own. Just me and Jeff. Like, we don't have an IT team. We don't have a marketing team. You know, everything's on us. I'm the salesman, the owner, the, you know, roller. Jeff's the same thing. We all, you know, so we're trying
We
to,
wear a lot
two
of hats.
guys. Yeah, we wear a lot of hats. And we're not complaining about it. That's,
I
you
love
know,
it.
the life of a small business owner. But, you know, this past year, we're really, really trying to focus on getting everything. You know, this is chess. It's not checkers, man. You know, so it's like, and we say it in every interview, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. As long as we continue to make good moves, make good, you know, partnerships and relationships, and always try to make it better, I think, and stick around and stick with it, people will recognize that, and you know, that we're genuine and authentic, and they'll keep on rocking with us, you know. And so far, I think, you know, we've proven that. So just stick with us, man. Like I said, don't sleep. We're doing things. You might not see it, but we're doing things.
And that's actually a great time for you guys to come on, right? Because after PCA, people are like, oh, you know, where is Amendola?
Oh yeah, I got a lot of those.
Oh, of course. And the thing of it is, though, is like, what people don't understand that don't live, eat, sleep, breathe their business is that sometimes you have to step back a foot to be able to leap forward 5. And in reality, all that really happened is you guys are restructuring, getting everything in order, moving forward in a better business way for you guys to exceed and excel. And every one of your fans, I promise you, will not stop calling you. And that's a great thing, because if they stop calling you, that's when I would be concerned if people weren't reaching out. How do I get this? How do I get that? So definitely embrace them reaching out, like I know you guys do. And I am looking so forward to coming into next year to a lot of great news from you guys. Now, is the intent to go to TPE and PCA? And I'm asking that only because I know you did TPE this year, but there's 3 weeks in between. So
it's
a big decision.
Figure that out.
That's the intent. I mean, me and Jeff, you know, we talk about, we definitely want to, you know, step up our booth game, go to both if possible. Right now, no matter what, we'll be a PCA. That's for sure. You know, TPE, you know, it was a great time. Love to go back. If we can make it happen, we definitely want to get there again. But 100%, we're not missing PCA again. You know, this year was, like I said, with all the restructuring, you know, we're basically reassessing a lot of stuff, reevaluating, you know, and fixing some things, and we're gonna come back stronger. We still got, you know, some product in our warehouse. We still, you know, we're coming out with this New York series that, I'm sorry, I apologize to everybody. I know everybody. This was supposed to be. This time it was a packaging thing, man. For once, it wasn't the fucking cigars; it was the packaging. But
go figure.
Go figure. This is what I'm saying. You learn.
We get the cigars. Can't get the boxes.
Always learning, man. And it's always, that's what it is. That's what this game is. You gotta, you know, roll with the punches. So, but we do apologize for the delay. Shout out to all our retailers that, you know, have already in New York, especially, that have taken on NYC series. We got more coming. When they do hit the market in about 2 weeks, we're gonna have a good amount. So we will be stocked up. Everybody should be able to get their hands on them. And we're excited about it.
Everybody can get it.
You know, it was something that at TPE, you know, we really kind of tried to tell a story behind it. People,
and everyone loved it.
Yeah, we got a lot of good
feedback. Sold out in New York. That first release, we sold them out.
Yeah, so no, we moved those cigars pretty well. We got a lot of good feedback on them. I think the blends are great. I think the contrast between the both is great, and it's something different. You know what I'm saying? So. But we're looking forward to getting those. Those should hit the market. I know I've been saying this for like 2 months. Like within the next 2 weeks, you know, we should. You know, we will probably start taking orders by the end of next week on those cigars. So shout out to James Black Lion. I know we got to hit up some of our bigger retailers. JR, I want to hit up Atlantic. You know, we're gonna try to obviously get them on all our you know, retail sites. So keep an eye out for
re-release.
They're coming.
Get ready.
So I want to talk a little bit of happiness right now. We've gotten the full update around where you guys are, the restructuring side. Let's move on to this New York series. For those that have not heard about it yet, I'm going to go ahead and share this. This is what they're referring to. So they have their West Side Story, coming out with their NYC series. Let's talk about this a little bit. What does this project mean to you guys, and how much of a labor of love and a requirement was for you guys to put something like this out?
Well, it means a lot to both of us for the same reasons, and we each have our own other reasons. You know, Chris and I are both from New York, born and raised there, and the factory we did the cigar at is Martinez Cigar Factory. And for me, it was really special because when I started learning how to roll cigars 10, 11 years ago, Jesus Martinez, the owner, like I was trying to buy tools of the trade, you know, to really learn how to roll and things like that. And at that time, I couldn't find any unless even molds and things, chavetas and things like that. I didn't know where to get it. No one would sell it to me. And Jesus Martinez, the owner, pretty much hooked me up, man. I still have his original tuck cutter, chaveta, and a rolling table. So I always said we'd love to make a cigar at Martinez. The relationship was there. It's in our backyard. And those guys have been with us since the beginning and supporting us. So it really meant a lot to be able to make a product that was 100% made in the U.S. and in New York City. And not a lot of people have done that. I feel like we kind of stepped on new territory, and it sets us apart big time. So, and well, we could talk about that later, but the blends, yeah.
Yeah, well, just to kind of piggyback off of that, you know, what Jeff was saying, you know, I'm in the same boat. You know, this project meant a lot to both of us. Me personally, you know, born and raised in New York my whole life. You know, worked all up and down that city, in the subways and the 30-story buildings. So, you know, it's my home. We wanted it to be something special. It'll always be my home, no matter where I live. You know, we wanted it to be something special to pay homage. You know, we had to come correct, and we wanted to do something different. You know, between all the packaging, the coloring, the color scheme, everything is there for a reason. There's nothing there that's just like thrown in there. You know, I don't want to go over all the shit, but you know, a lot of the coloring like was from the old license plate from the 80s with the Statue of Liberty on it in the background in red.
Classic.
The red, white, and blue from the 80s. You know, we're 80s babies. You know, we kind of the project grew legs because originally we were just going to do one blend that we had actually made specifically for one of our other retailers that we got a lot of good feedback on. And we were going to
actually we did it for Smoke In, Ryan.
Well, yeah, that's I didn't want to, but yeah.
No,
Abe's
my premier sponsor.
Abe, man, everybody at Smoke In, Moxie.
Absolutely.
Man,
Thank you to Smoke In and Abe.
Briggs.
That's what kickstarted.
They're always
really
good to us, man.
You're live in the Smoke In studios.
I got you. Well, I don't want you know, sometimes people don't want to
What's
tell
up, Smoke In family?
A little bit. But yeah, we made that originally for Abe, man, because, you know, with the Connoisseur Club, when he was still doing that, he wanted a blend that we never made before and a size we never made before. So, you know, at that time, we thought it was a good opportunity to be able, because we were talking to Martinez with Dave and Jesus and the guys over there, and you know, we thought it'd be a good opportunity to be like, you know what, let's see what we could do together. And this would be a smaller run and and it really went well. And we love working with them, obviously cut from the same cloth, you know, so it was exciting. We were able to be hands-on. I mean, they have a great little factory up there in New York. Everything's there. So it was, you know, it felt like home, man. You know, we're right near the bodega. We're having coffees. It was a good vibe, you know, and
that's a real New York experience up there. If you could ever get there. That's New York right there.
So, you know, so with that being said, when we started thinking about putting out a New York series with them, since we had such good feedback on that, and we had never really released that into the masses, we had other people saying, why don't you release, actually Kevin Cheyenne, shout out to Kev, Cigar Prop too. You know, he was like, bro, I love this thing. Why don't you make this full production? So that's kind of where it started. And then like 6 months went by, we went back up there, we started retweaking blends, and then we kind of wanted to go with another wrapper, which was the Aparaca wrapper, the Brazilian. And then we retweaked it and kind of went back and forth. make a long story short, it ended up growing legs. We ended up doing a split box. We have half the boxes blades and half the boxes bats, blue bats. So, kind of wanted to play off that kind of like Gangs of New York, old school, pick your, weapon, like street fight kind of thing. So, between that, the packaging, obviously the name, The West Side Story, is because, it's made in Martinez Cigars, which is off the West Side Highway in New York. So kind of just all tied in together, man. We thought it was something, special to us, close to our hearts, something different. Two New York guys, Italian guys, making a cigar, and the oldest, if not, well, one of the oldest, if not the only factory left in New York. So it was something special to us, and it was great to work with them. And we continue. We look forward to doing more with them in the future. We'll see how it goes.
I think the other thing that really sets us apart with doing this project from a lot of other, I don't say a lot, the other few cigars I've seen on the market that have been labeled the NYC or New York, we're like, if we're going to call this West Side Story, how are we going to make a New York cigar in Dominican Republic or Nicaragua or Miami?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's not authentic. You want it to be authentic New York cigar. That's
we were like,
packaged in
to
New
be,
York.
everything. The most authentic way to make a real New York cigar was to make it in New York. And I think we're one of few that have done that. And I'm proud of that.
And that's another reason, even like I said, everything's there for a reason. But if you even see, like this series we did, you'll see it when it's, when it goes out to the masses and a lot of our bigger retailers. The box is not like our normal cedar boxes. We use the old school, like MDF, like, the boxes like they used to use the old Cubans on, with the nail going through it. We thought it would add a little bit more to that old school kind of vibe, the MDF boxes. Nostalgia. So with the wrapping and, the foiling, it's a thing's sexy, man. I don't want to.
It's a good looking box.
It's a badass look. It was a project that took a lot of time. We put a lot of effort into it as far as the design, going back and forth. But the finished product really came out well, and we just can't wait to get it out there for people to actually start smoking and see what they think about it. Fuck what we think about it. It's about what you guys think about it, not what we think about it. So
it's also it has a hidden Easter egg. It's a musical box. For those that are referring, the throwback to the West Side Story, the movie, the musical movie. It's not a musical box.
If you open the box, it actually has the song that comes on. What's the song?
Yeah, it plays.
Yep. Yeah, it plays while you're smoking for your smoking and listening enjoyment.
And then it has a solo.
Did you have one yet?
I have not had one.
Okay.
I've heard amazing things about it, but I have not had one yet. Anxiously waiting to be able to get one, but I have not yet.
You will soon.
Well, I appreciate that.
I'm
looking forward to everybody getting it.
I got one of each left. That's it. Myself.
I think
we smoke. This is what we went to TPE. We had a shit ton of them that we had gotten just for TPE. Man, I think it was like 500, 700 cigars, something thousand. We brought something like that, and we're so stupid. By the end of the thing, I'm like, Jeffy, you don't have any left. He's like, no, you don't have any. I'm like, no, we didn't save any for ourselves. We gave them all out. Literally, we gave them all out. We didn't save. I think I had like one or two.
I had two of each.
Like one or two. Yeah. We hadn't saved anything for ourselves, man. So, but that's what we can smoke them when we get them. We're not worried about that. We want everybody else out there to try and smoke them. And we're like I said, we're really looking forward to it getting out there more onto the retail market. Right now, it's been really cornered into New York market. There's a lot, the New York retailers are really the first ones to get them.
New York and what's the?
And luxury cigar club too. Yeah, so they were really the first. They were first to get them. So nobody else, as far as on a bigger retail level, has gotten a chance to really try them out, put them on shelves, and get them in the humidors yet. So I'm really looking forward to that happening and seeing.
That's going to be good.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that too, because that's a really cool looking box. And honestly, I like the old cardboard boxes. And let's also be very honest here. It's a fuck ton cheaper to make that box probably versus if you would have done that in Right.
Well, we had to learn the hard way, my friend.
We had to learn the hard way about that. Depends on how you do it.
Okay.
You gotta,
I figured
I
it would be less.
that, but
No. I figured it would
I
be.
think
we
from
did
here
too.
forward, yes.
Yeah. From here forward, yes.
It was the figuring out that cost it.
Well,
hey, that's usually how it goes.
A lot more printing in the U.S. is more expensive. Striking plates. There's a lot. I mean, listen. If you look at that box, there's a lot of foiling. There's a lot of embossing. There's, all that stuff. People. I mean, this is a whole different aspect of our business, which for me and Jeff, I deal heavily on. That's a whole different aspect. I mean, all that stuff costs money, and people you don't really appreciate it unless you really look at everything, and you'll see, well, that's embossed, this is foil, this is that. All that, it's all money, man. It's all costs more money. All those little details cost more money, and it's a bigger printing job, but it's worth it, because if you want to put some badass out, that's what you got to do. And if you want to put it out in the States and have it being made in the States, it's a little more than it would normally be, maybe being made in Nicaragua or DR or whatever. So
I have a guest who might be appearing. Known as Johnny Stash.
Is the stash coming
They just
out?
rolled up. They're helping us move.
Oh shit!
Well,
I grab a cigar. They give me. Oh yeah.
I want to kind of focus on you two a little bit, and kind of delve into some retrospective style questions, like I love to do.
You're gonna get me into trouble, aren't you?
We'll start with Chris.
Good.
So I hope the inflatable raft is ready for the pool for you to sleep on tonight. No, I'm just kidding. What do
Stash?
people?
What are you doing, bro?
Hey, Stash. Well, go ahead. Let's introduce Stash.
Let me take my Bluetooth off.
Johnny Stash, and he doesn't have a fucking stash right now. What's
I know.
going on? What the hell is going on?
What happened?
I don't know. Nicole always wants me to shave.
His wife don't like me to shave.
So I did something nice. You're
a nice guy.
I'm a nice guy. Tell him not.
So what's up, Ryan? What were you asking me? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. Chris, we'll start with you. What do people misunderstand about you most?
They think that I like to be argumentative when I don't. Jeff, you could chime in here and be like, "Yeah, Chris, that's that." Instead, you're not supposed to be on that. No, I don't.
Jeff, I'm not argumentative.
I just, I don't like to take. I don't like being bullshitted. So if I feel like I'm not gonna just keep my mouth shut if I feel something's wrong. It's not that I'm being argumentative. I just want to bring it to somebody's attention so we can fix the problem and come to a resolution peacefully.
All right. Jeff, what's something that people misunderstand about you most?
I don't even know, man. I don't even know where to start with that. Misunderstand?
Been misunderstood your whole life, Jeffy.
I was just gonna say that. Nobody cares about my life. No one cares what I'm misunderstood for. I've been misunderstood my whole life, and I don't know why.
I understand you. That's why I got to deal with you. See,
I'm okay with it.
That's why you're with me. That's why
some things aren't meant to be understood.
That is true. That is true.
You're a walking riddle, pal.
Walking riddle. There you have it.
There you go. From Care. Nobody cares, Jeff.
Thank you.
Hey, there you go. What's up, Care?
When you're right, you're right.
Here we go. Jeff, I'll start with you of this one because I know you two have this answer for sure. What's an insult you received that you were proud of?
A lot.
I know. What's your favorite?
Oh, God. That's actually a tough one.
It is actually tough. I mean, we get it a lot, but I like being an underdog. We talk about that a lot. I like when people doubt us. because I'm proud to know that they're thinking about us so much that they have to hate. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Haters, they say things because you're on their minds. You know what I'm saying? Like causing attention on their radar. We've gotten a little bit here and there, and you know what? I like that.
If you're not being hated, you're not doing anything right.
Doing something wrong.
Boom.
That's right. So
Absolutely.
And listen,
Chris.
we embrace the haters, but we also have a lot of great supporters, man. And you know, I've always been, you know, the way of listen. If you're a hater and you don't like what I do, then go fuck yourself. I don't really give a shit. You know, like we're gonna, you know, worry about the people that do support us and the positive vibes and the people, you know, that we support and the direction that we're going. And yeah, I'm not out here trying to you know, run for president. I'm not trying to make everybody happy. Either is Jeff. I'm trying to run a fucking business. I'm trying to make it successful. I'm trying to do it with the right group of people around us and build a team to grow this thing and to make it into something for real. You know, and sometimes you're not going to make everybody happy. Not everybody's going to like you, and that's okay. I don't need everybody to like me. You know, I need the people that like our brand, like our cigars, like our vibe, like our style, like what we're doing, like what we're putting out. I need those people to stay, you know, to have our backs, and we have their backs. You know, we're always there to support any of our local retailers. If they need anything from us, we're very easily accessible. So and we, you know, we like to donate. We like to do charities. We like to do everything. You know, we're down for whatever. We like to deal with whoever. We like to do business with people that like to do business with us, and we don't have time to worry about, you know, all the shit on, you know, social media. And like, man, I look at social media sometimes, and I'm not naming names or companies or any of that shit. It's just like, bro, grow the fuck up, man. You guys acting like a bunch of fucking high school. It's just like, we make cigars. We make a good product. We make a product that brings people together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just sometimes the heads get so blown up, man. It's just like, come back down to earth. We make a product that people like to enjoy. You know, we're just like them. We're blue collar guys. You know, we come from hardworking families. We're not, you know, out here trying to be anybody that we're not. If you support what we do and you like what we do, then, you know, we always got you, and we got nothing but love for everybody who's always been with us since day one. And it hasn't always been easy. You know, they're supportive of ours. You know, that saw us go through the first changes. You know, when me and Jeff linked up and the factory changed there, and you know, and they've stuck with us. So they know, you know, the real recognize real. The guys who know, you know us, know we're authentic, know why we do this, know we have a passion for it. We love this industry, and we're going to continue to do it no matter what anybody thinks. We ain't stopping.
See, I love that. You guys feed off the insults, turn the negativity into positivity, and move forward.
Yeah, it's great.
And that's absolutely fantastic. I love what Bruce said here. Call me what you want, just spell my name right.
There you go.
What's up, buddy?
That's a good one. Okay. So
yeah, doing good.
So Chris, as somebody that still does another job outside of the industry, what's one thing in this business venture that you've come across that you didn't expect? And how have you worked through that?
Ooh. Well, I mean, it's been 5 years now. I mean, I'm new to this game. I've learned, you know, by making mistakes. I can't say that there's one thing in particular. It's just been, the whole thing has just been a learning experience. It's been good and bad stuff. You know,
what's something that you thought was one way, but then when you figured it out, it was absolutely different than what you thought? And the reason why I'm asking these questions,
honestly, in the beginning, the production side of things was, in the beginning, I didn't know it was. I thought it was a lot easier than. I thought it was a lot easier. It's a lot easier to say it than to do it. And that's one thing I would just advise, like, people who getting into this business. It's a great business, but be ready for the long haul. This isn't a moneymaker overnight thing. Like, you got to really put your blood, sweat, and tears into it. So because on the production side, you know, you think you're just going to go, you know, get a good plug and then, and then it's just they're your first on their list, and it's going to get there, and it's going to be seamless, you know. So that for me was definitely I thought it was going to be a lot easier logistically than what it was. Now that we are learning, and we've learned over the last 5 years and made our mistakes and learned from them. You know, we're moving forward and we're getting better, and we learn from our mistakes. But that was definitely something in the beginning. I thought it was going to be a lot easier production side, but you know, there's a lot of people out there trying to make cigars, man, and there's only so many people that can make them. So you know, there's a pecking order, and money talks and bullshit walks, man. So
absolutely,
you know,
absolutely, Jeff. As somebody that's been in this industry for a very long time, has had very good mentors and training and rolling your own cigars. When you actually switched over to the business side, what was something that you thought was different from the other side that when you actually became an owner, you learned was not true?
I think, I mean, a lot of what Chris said, you know, when you start something like this or get into it, I mean, as your own kind of brand, or whether it's making cigars, selling cigars, being a brand, if you've never done it before, you learn a lot in the process. Make mistakes, learn from them. It's great to have mentors. But when I did that at that point in my life, I was kind of so fed up with my personal life at the time, my other career. I was just so ready to get out of that. And I was willing to do whatever it took, you know. I mean, I went from just doing events to having a shop to then having a brand. And then Chris and I partnered up and rebranded that brand to what it is now. I'll tell you what, though, for me, it was a relief, to be honest. A lot of stress at first. I was scared. I went from having a career that had benefits and retirement to all of a sudden, it's on you, pal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I felt as much of the stress that was there, I almost felt relieved because I wasn't relying on anyone else. I had to make a lot of lifestyle changes, but looking back, I sleep better at night, you know? A lot. I've learned a lot. And I really learned how to be an entrepreneur, and I would say we're not self-made in a sense, but I mean, we still have a long way to go, but ultimately having a thing, learning a trade, and doing it. And that's very rewarding.
Absolutely. And the reason why I like to ask these questions, especially to a company that is a younger company like yourselves, is I feel like there's so many people out there that are afraid of a mistake, afraid of that failure, afraid of that fall. How important is failure, is the mistake, is that fall to building a successful business?
Well, you have to know that it's going to happen, and you learn from that. You don't dwell on it. You don't take steps back. You learn from it and try your hardest not to go back there. But if you do want to start something, I tell people all the time, people ask me, you know, oh, I want to start my own business, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you just got to do it. I mean, I did it. Chris did it. You just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Just take a shot, man.
You take a shot. If you don't take a shot, you're never going to know.
Grab your bowls and then do what you got to do if you really want to do something, man, you know, because it's never going to be the right time. You know, you're always going, I got to do this first. It's never going to be the right time. You'll just keep on putting it off, and then you'll never end up doing it. You know, like sometimes you just got to sack up and do what you got to do if you really want to do something.
Yeah, if you want to do that,
if you want it bad enough, you know, yeah.
My best advice,
and it hurts sometimes. Sometimes it hurts, but you know, you got to see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's, you know, me and Jeff have a vision and a path of where we want to be and where we want this company to go, and how we want it to grow. And so far, it's, you know, been a lot of hard work. Again, mistakes sometimes, but also some really great decisions and some really great moves. You know, so we take the good with the bad, we own it. You know, and we just keep on moving forward. That's really all you could do. Looking backwards doesn't do shit. You know, and dwelling on shit that you could have, should have, would have. You know, nobody gives a shit. You know, that's all in the past. You can't change it. So you got to keep on moving. Yeah, you got to keep on moving forward. Try to keep positive vibes, try to deal with good, solid people that want you to succeed as well, and want to see you succeed, and all, what is it, like rising tides, raise all ships. I'm on that big time. I just, and me and Jeff talk about it all the time. That's what we've been trying to do. Get, a real solid, partnership with some newer factories and some other things we're looking to do. So we're going to see where it goes, and we're really excited about it. We're really excited to start the process and being able to kind of, let you guys kind of in on some things throughout the months as things are developing. And yeah, like I said, don't count us out, man. Don't count us out yet. We got a lot more to go.
So, Chris, I want to start with you on this one. What's a common myth that you hear that after you got into the cigar world found out is just not true? A common myth about being a business owner in the cigar world that's just not true.
A common myth? Jeez, man.
I got
myth in the cigar
Well,
world.
go ahead, Jeff, while Chris is thinking.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeffy. You go ahead.
I think the one that just popped into my head, the myth, people think or assume as soon as you come out with your own brand, especially in cigars,
That's
all of
amazing.
a sudden have this luxury lifestyle. You're on you got like 5 homes across the world. You're traveling here.
That's a good one, Jeffy. I gotta give you that. That's right. Everybody's a fucking
some people
star.
are like, I know. I mean, look, do we have a good life? Yeah. We have a long way to go. I mean, I don't have my yacht yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're not Carlito, man.
Rocky.
But honestly, I mean, the perception.
Honestly, we do this more for the love of what we do and being able to be in the industry and talk to guys like you. And, we're not in this right now for the money. Yeah, we make some money at it. Yeah, of course. Enough to keep the lights on a little bit for me and
Gotta
Jeff.
Make money.
Yeah, of course. But is it like, are we... Yeah, listen, I still work a 9-to-5 job. My ass was up at 5:30 this morning. I didn't get home till fucking 5. You know what I'm saying? I was on a conference call till 6, and then I hopped on this thing. So I'm going 100 miles an hour, too. So, we're grinding. We're Jeff's, in the middle of getting ready to move down here. I'm really looking forward to that because, when we're together, we crush it. I could really start focusing more on the back end of business again. And, we can get a lot more events set up. And I got some things, in the hopper. So it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a good thing. But that's a good one, Jeff. That was a good one. Definitely.
I will say though, I mean, granted,
100%.
From the outside looking in, our social media, I mean, kind of like our lifestyle. I mean, we drink really good whiskey. We smoke really good cigars. We smoke them in really nice places with really nice people. Sometimes we wear nice suits. It's nice.
And then Chris goes home and you go home to your 1-bedroom. And I'm totally kidding. But no, that is a huge myth. Everybody I talk to that's outside of the industry always comes up and they're like, oh man, it'd be so great to be a brand. You just sit and smoke cigars and drink with people all day. And I'm like, but you do know that at the end of the night, you have to pay the tab. Like at some point, whether it's with your time or your money or both. As a small business,
nothing's free, my friend. Nothing's free.
Correct.
You want nice things, you gotta fucking pay for them.
Absolutely.
People don't do nice things. It's not off our charm and our good looks. You know what I mean? I've
never been able to succeed on
money, man. So it's all about you want nice things, you gotta pay for them. You gotta work hard for them, and we have no problem. I've been busting my ass since I'm 13 years old, man. Elevator, escalator mechanic, plowing runways like LaGuardia, doing every fucking thing. So I got no problem working hard. The good thing about this is when you work hard for this is to benefit you. This is something, this is something for me and Jeff. This is not like I'm not working for a company making them fucking rich, So so that's, and sometimes I got to tell myself that because I get tired, man. I get home at night and I got to make phone calls for the business, touch base on logistics or this, that, whatever. And I don't feel like doing it, but I push myself to do it, because if I don't do it, who else cares? If you don't care about your business and nobody else fucking cares.
Nobody cares. Sorry about the noise.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
We're stooping it right now.
No, that's
But
great. I love these. I personally, like I said, I love these style questions because what it does is it gives an introspective into the mind of a small, newer business that has all the struggles of every business, all the failures. But if you're unwilling to get up in the morning and take the pride in your own work, learn from the day before and look forward and not being the lick the wounds, the woe is me, then I like to show that in business owners. And you guys are incredibly resilient. You're moving cross country. Both of you had previous careers. Now you're switching over to this. You guys have had hiccups along the way, but I don't feel that a lot of people get to know and understand the effort it takes. And I feel that when your consumer understands the effort that which you take in yourselves and your business, they put more trust in you and understanding that you're putting out the best product that you could put out that you
yeah,
love and for them to love. So I love to ask these style questions just because, like I said, it just gives that introspective into the business mind and an understanding that everybody falls down and everybody has to get back up. It's not falling down that's the problem. It's what you do when you get back up.
right. And I want
And
to add on. I want to add
yeah,
on
go
to
ahead.
that because Chris and I talk about this a lot. The brands that are, I don't want to say successful, but that are at a point where they're selling multi-million cigars a year. Most shops want them. That doesn't happen overnight. Chris and I are young. We're 40. We've already been doing this going on 5 years. We talk, over the next 10 years, we're still going to be relatively young. We want to put all our work and all our hustle in now so that by the time we're 45, 50, we have established Amendola brand as a legacy brand, that is here. People see brands and think they just overnight success. All of a sudden they're selling everywhere, multi-million.
Yeah, but a lot of also too, Jeff. A lot of those brands too, and we've discussed this. We don't want to be. You might be hot this month, or next month, or you know what I'm saying. But can you do that for 10 years, 5 years, 10 years? Like there's brands that have been hot. I remember through this in the past 5 years. I can name at least, I'm not naming now, but 2 brands that were big and then they just fell off. You never even heard of them ever again.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, we might not be the hottest thing every single month, but we're still around. We're still in the mix. And that's at the end of the day. Listen, I smoke a lot of cigars. Everybody who knows me at the barrel burners, all the clubs, I'm not, people know. I'm crazy with cigar collecting and all that shit. I smoke a lot of shit, and there's a lot of good shit out there. I'm not going to be a brand owner and be like, oh, only smoke Amendola. I've never been that way. All we want to do is be a part of the conversation and be a part, of your rotation. And we want people to be like, oh, Amendola, you know what? We know that brand. Those dudes are awesome. They're fucking real as it comes. They make a dope product, and we support them. That's it. We're not asking you to be like, oh, like, be our minions and our, like kiss our. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't want fanboys. We don't need, that's not. We want you to just support us because we're cool dudes. You're a cool dude. You respect what we do. You like our product. You like what we bring to the table, and you want and you want to rep that. We've seen that. And I know within the last 5 years that I've been in this business, there's been brands that I saw that were popping for like the whole year, and then all of a sudden the brand went out of business. So,
well, I can tell you who your biggest fangirl is. Michelle Pauser.
Michelle. Shout out to Michelle,
So
man.
you
We love
do
our
have
fangirls.
an intense fangirl, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think there's many. Michelle is awesome though. Shout out to them, man. The Pausers, man. We love them. Actually, last time you were here, Ryan came by the house. We try to people who know us outside of the social media and all this shit, like know that we're real dudes. Like we just like to fucking hang out, smoke cigars, drink bourbon, talk shit to each other. And Michelle is one. We're all about family, good food. Hanging out.
Very good food. Holy shit! That day at your house, that was the best reheat of food that I think I've
Right.
ever had.
Because we had
I
a party the night before. Yeah,
I
so
couldn't
had, like,
imagine how good that
So-
was fresh. It was amazing on the
It was
reheat.
delicious.
Yeah, no,
Speaking
the
of
first
that-
time. Yeah, go ahead.
We're thinking about doing a Amendola Family Sunday dinner.
event.
Once a
Yeah.
year.
Once a year. We're gonna start all small.
Small.
With, like, really good supporters of ours, friends of ours, people in the industry, whoever, certain. Jeff has convinced me to try to do it at my house the first time. I mean, I could probably do 50 people here, 75 people, 50, but after that, we'll see
After
how
that,
it
we'll
goes.
find another location.
Yeah. So, but
So-
we'll see.
so,
But
okay.
it's been a concept. It's been a concept idea, like a Sunday family dinner event.
Annual
So-
Amendola dinner.
I haven't heard of this, so I assume this is probably one of the few times you've talked about it live.
Yeah.
On
It's
a
the first
show.
time we talked
First
about
time.
it live, actually. Yeah.
Oh, perfect, fantastic. Rocky Mountain Cigar Show exclusive. Ding, ding, ding. Let's get into this a little bit. So, with this, what's the idea behind this? Is this a selling event or is this just an appreciation event?
This is Chris hit it before we said what we're all about. Family, good food, cigars, bourbon, fellowship, relationship.
And don't forget the ball busting. Don't forget the ball busting, Jeff.
The what?
Can't forget that.
Don't forget the ball busting.
The ball busting. Yeah. So, we always do events at other people's shops, lounges, things like that. And I was like, it'd be really cool to have our own event where it's really us and what we're about. We're gonna have some good Italian food. We're gonna break bread with people, some in the industry, but some supporters, people that are close to us.
It's going to be something a little bit more,
there.
a little bit more intimate and personal.
Yeah.
It's not going to be just like at a retail shop where it's like,
It's got to be.
we'll put out. Yeah, we'll put out tickets to to probably to a certain amount, like 20. I don't even know if we'll do tickets. In the beginning, we might just do it where I'm just gonna run an event, and everybody chip in a little something. I'll get a bunch of fucking food, and we'll have a great day, or we'll cater it. I don't know. I'll figure something.
We're not
out,
going to
but-
sell anything. We're going to
Yeah.
away
It's
things.
more about an appreciation, like you were saying.
Yeah,
right
so
before,
it's a
like
customer
more of the real supporters, and then kind of see where it goes from there. And then if it kind of is a success, and we can get like 20, like 50 people on board just to do that first dinner, then after that, maybe we'll market it almost like how Juan does his pool party.
Sure.
Or like, and we'll do that one time a year. And then maybe next time we'll do it at a venue, or I'll continue doing it here as long as nobody breaks my fucking shit, fucks my shit up.
You
I got
know what you
with
should
it, but-
you know what you should do is you should reach out to Kev and see if you could actually have it at his lounge.
That's a good
That
idea.
would be fun because he's up for. I know he said that he himself would like to do some little mini events. That might be something.
Maybe
where,
I can get Kev to
that
come
might be
here.
fun.
And we
Well,
we
yeah,
can do-
because he's a distance from you. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's got that new lounge.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
also got all that equipment. Like he'll set up a mobile lounge in my. He'll got the microphone. He'll like.
That's true. That's true.
That's crazy with that, man. He's
You
nasty
tell
with
Kev
that.
there's
I
a
mean,
pool
that's-
party. He's there.
Yeah. So.
As long as he wears like a normal bathing suit,
Yeah, no banana hammocks, pal. Okay, no banana
No
hammocks. and
Speedos.
condoms here, pal.
no
What?
nail thongs.
What? I
Come
will
on, Kev.
shave specifically for that event. Not my
I got
face.
my daughter here. I got my daughter here. It's gonna scar her for
Hey,
life.
we got kids,
If she sees that, it's gonna scar her for life. That's it.
So, are we talking 2024 potential, 2025? What are we looking at?
Probably 24, because that's when we're looking. I told you a lot of these changes will probably be implemented, within, coming into the new year. So it's definitely something, it's gonna kind of be like almost like a breakout and a thank you at the same time. Like, what, this is what we've been doing. Thanks for always standing behind us and, supporting us through and through, and to our true supporters. And I think they're definitely gonna like what we're bringing to the table, man.
I say
Coming
2024.
I would be, 2024. So
Well, I tell you what, Mike over at Rockies in New York is itching for a party, an Amendola
what's up, Mike?
party up there. That's for sure. You know what? Maybe you guys can kind of partake in the virtual world and get a few satellite parties at maybe some retailers, and then bring the whole thing to. And with Kevin can absolutely work with you if you ask him, I'm sure. And then you guys can actually do the first multi location Amendola like party in
like
the
a live stream almost. Yeah, like we
yeah,
have the
yeah.
live stream party live.
Yeah, absolutely.
like
and then you guys can have
That'd
your
be pretty
shops
cool, actually.
included. Maybe
Be
you
pretty
guys could
cool.
offer some specials to the shops, and then just keep your house party obviously non-sales. But if the shops want to partake, let them run specials with you guys. Let them partake in that and be part of it. I think that would be an absolutely great idea.
That's a good idea, right?
love
it.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, and Chris, you've got a big enough TV at the house where you could have everybody on like a big Zoom live and be able to display everything on your TV too.
I would just give complete control to all my devices to Kevin and let him figure all that shit the fuck out. That's all I would do. I'd be like, Kev, come on here. There's this, there's that. Figure it out, bro. He's all that high tech with all that crap. So, you know, but no, that's not a bad idea. I could definitely see something like that. That'd be pretty cool. So,
and that would be the first in the industry that I know of where you would actually have a multi-location party geared around any
So
brand.
listen, if anyone else does this, they're gonna get it.
Well, in all due respect, Abe kind of does that with the smoking live stream. He started that one with the Great Smoke and all that. I remember when COVID hit, and he started doing that live stream with Hercbox and so that was big how he does. I mean, I know it's not the same thing, but where everybody could live stream in, he had a complete production. I mean, that's a big fucking deal what Abe does. That's a very big deal. That's on another level, but he does something similar to that where everybody streams in and watches the party or watches the, and interacts.
Do some interviews with the guests.
Yeah, I think that would be a great way for every shop that wants to be involved with it to be able to do an Amendola customer appreciation and be able to kind of feel like they're partaking in that. Like I said, just an idea. I think that would be a ton of fun. And I think that would be a first for a manufacturer, honestly, that I've heard of.
No, it's definitely, like I said, it's something we spoke about. We haven't went over the fine details, but, this is what happened. All the creative juices start flowing and it turns and grows legs, and that's the way great things happen, man. So
you heard it here first.
Well, I'm open to taking over all your marketing. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, good. I was waiting for you to offer.
Listen, if I add one more thing to my plate, I will be a single guy.
We only pay in cigars, so sorry.
That's worse for him. Then he's really screwed. So.
Absolutely. So are we allowed to talk about anything in concept for next year?
Well, we're allowed to talk about whatever we want. We're not worried about that. It's we just want people to know that we're working on something. We're working on making our product better, even better than what it is now. And we have a great product now. Shout out to our factories now and everything. We're not stopping. We're just making some tweaks and changes, and we're gonna make the quality of the product's gonna be better. It's gonna be more hands-on by us, and it's just gonna be it's just gonna be fire. That's all I'm gonna say. We
did blend a new cigar. We're not gonna talk about what that is yet.
Sure.
But that is gonna be hopefully, if not by the end of the year, early 2024.
Put it
new
this
size,
way,
new blends, new packaging.
This cigar too is gonna go very well with the cannoli line. That's all I'm gonna say.
With the what?
With the cannoli line.
Oh yeah,
the new cigar is gonna go very well with the cannoli line.
If you like cannolis, you're gonna like this.
Yes.
So when do we get a Lancero from you guys? I just gotta ask. I gotta know.
So that was
call it the Stiletto.
That's another thing. That's another idea.
Well, that's another project we're potentially working on.
Yes.
And I will say, without going into too much detail, It's still a concept, but I love
Thanks,
Lanceros.
Mikey.
And the idea would be not to make a new Lancero, but to potentially take some blends we have for a 1 year.
And make them in a Lancero. Yeah.
Make them.
Ooh, like an
That's
LE
all I'm
run?
saying.
Like an
Huh?
LE run? Like an LE run potential?
Yes.
Nice. I love that. I get why companies don't put the Lanceros out, but I love when the LEs come out as a Lancero.
Like, what if you
Something
had
like that.
what if you had a Padrino or a Cannoli in a Lancero? A red
How many
Cannoli
boxes can I get,
or
and where do I get them
Padrino?
They
from?
would come in a box of 5.
Yeah. So okay. So yes, I would be probably 4 or 5 boxes of that.
Absolutely.
I'm a Lancero guy, 100%. I'm the one that says I want them, and then you look in my humidor, and I have about 3 boxes of Lanceros. So I am a big Lancero smoker, as well as a bunch of loose Lanceros.
It's funny.
So-
I get asked that question a lot.
And that's something different for us, you know, because everybody who knows, like, we blend the size. All our cigars are that size. We don't make 30 different sizes in that cigar. That blend is that size, and that's it. And that's been our secret sauce. We've stuck to it since the beginning. A lot of, you know, our retailers like it. A lot of our customers like it. It makes it easy, you know. And we've stuck to that, you know, script as far as that. So now stepping outside of that, we're like, well, what if we just for a limited edition ran this cigar in a Lancero?
And not a full box, not like a whole new.
Yeah, like what if we ran, all right, the white cannoli in a Lancero, or the, you know,
Okay.
like ran the special that's in a Lancero, you know. So that's kind of where we're going with that. Where as far as and it's going to be the same blend, if not maybe tweaked a little bit due to like the ratios of the leaves, and the size. But it's pretty much going to be same wrapper, binder, and filler. Maybe ratios, like I said, is different. But being in that size, it'll taste like a completely different cigar because of that. The balance, the balance will just be different. So, you know, and you know, that's something we've been talking about too, tweaking with and playing around with. You know, is definitely adding some limited edition sizes, you know, to the mix. So,
Mike, I would normally agree with you, but these guys are family, so I will push and pry a little bit about what's coming out next, because I want a Lancero from these guys, and you should call it the stiletto. You should just call it the stiletto knife.
That's what the project will be.
There you go. That's awesome. I love that idea. I will be a buyer of every box I can, or 5-pack I can. Looking very forward. And Cody actually had a really fun idea, to be very honest with you, about maybe the cigar that goes very good with the cannoli series. See if you guys could do something with Cake Boss. That might be a fun little thing. Do like a cannoli, whatever. Have them do some cannolis. I don't know. Just some thought. They're big New York.
Some ribbon and boxes from his.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that'd be, again, it's all about making you guys stand out. It's all about doing something fresh in the industry. And I definitely think you guys are doing a lot of fresh stuff. Your cigars are very, very unique. Your cannoli series is absolutely out of this world. And the reason why I literally can say that is because everybody's trying to get them. Like it is absolutely a fantastic problem to have. So I want to kind of get back here a little bit more on kind of a business operational side for you guys. As you guys are running your own company, you're finding out that certain tasks maybe take longer than you initially thought, take longer the first time until you figure it out. What are some fun, unique productivity hacks that you both use in your day-to-day for aspects of the business?
Productivity hacks.
Well,
I'm in the car driving for 2 hours. Like that's when I do all my emails and make all my phone calls. There's my hack. That's the only time I got to do it sometimes. So
I think one of our hacks though is the benefit of being able to roll cigars ourselves. So
that is
we're able to come up with blend concepts on our own without having to approach a factory. We can do that in our living room.
In our living rooms,
kitchen.
yeah, we
and
do.
That's a great thing.
Well,
That cuts out a lot of time and process. You know, we kind of already have concept. We're able to hack it out right here and figure it out.
Now,
Well,
that's
even
a
a lot,
huge
even a lot of
benefit.
people, like, you know, bigger people in this industry that we're friendly with, that supported us, you know, guys that own other brands, you know, have said to me personally, like, you guys got to lean on that. Like, you and Jeff know tobacco. Like, not all of us, like, a lot of people in here don't know tobacco. They act like they do, but I don't. Like, you could sit down, know what a Seco leaf, know what a Viso leaf is. Now, we're not master blenders. I don't claim that. Jeff doesn't claim that, you know, but we could sit down and play with tobacco and put blends together and know, you know, could tell you this comes from Jalapa, this comes from Tega, just by tasting it, smelling it, you know, and that's part of our art, man. That's part, like, you can't sit here and be like, yo, I'm a cigar manufacturer, but you don't know shit about tobacco. You don't know how to devein a leaf. You don't know how to, you know, so, I mean, more power to the guys that don't know how to do that and we're able to make it in this business and be successful. But just for us, like, we don't want to be fraudulent. We want to know all aspects of the business. That's why, like I said in the beginning of this interview, we're trying to gain more control between distribution, between, you know, production, being more hands-on in the factories, everything, man, everything. It's you got to have the total package. But us being able to roll and blend in our living rooms together, and is, you know, definitely, because like Jeff just said, like, when we go to factories, we don't sit there and be like, oh, let's just give us a number 1, 2, 3 and we'll just smoke it, and, like, it doesn't work like that, you know. Like, we know roundabouts what we want. Now, with that being said, all right, you know, Mexican San Andreas from one factory is going to be different from Mexican San Andreas from another, because it's fermented differently. It might be from a different crop. It might, you know, but we know, like, all right, if we roll this at home along the lines, this is what the taste and the flavor profile is going to be, you know. So when we send that to a factory, when we go to a factory, we know, we sit down, we know exactly what we want, and then we tweak it from there with the availability of the tobacco that's at the factory. So we start with a blueprint, you know, basically, you know, the skeleton here, and then when we go there, we're like, all right, these are the 3: the wrapper, the binder, the filler. But what tobaccos do you have on hand, you know, that will enhance this to be an even better blend? And that's kind of how we do it. So it seems to have been
And
working for us.
that's a huge benefit that you guys get to do that.
It is.
What is your favorite part of making a cigar? Jeff, we'll start with you.
For me, it's just the fact that you're creating something out of leaves. You know, we all, I don't say obsess over, but all the, you know, all the podcasts around it, the clubs around the cigars, the consumers, the interaction. It's awesome to know that we could take these leaves, put it together, and actually smoke it right then, and to say that we just created. I'm smoking a cigar I just created. I love that. I love being able to do that. To me, that's very rewarding. And then to put it out on the market and to get the feedback, and it's like, man, that's very rewarding for me, honestly.
For me, it's more therapeutic, man, to be honest.
It is therapeutic for me.
You know, like,
get in the zone. It's like,
yeah, man. You know, like, you know, Jeff's obviously been rolling a lot longer than I have. He's a better roller than me, hands down.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Well, not for nothing though. You smoked that cigar at my house. You were like, "Oh, this shit is fucking good."
Hey, I didn't say it tasted bad. It just it looked like the guy. Yeah, it looked like the guy from the Goonies, but it tasted great.
No,
I smoked one he made. It was good.
No, so and that's the thing. It's like, when we're at an event, can I put the wrapper on and put the cap on? Yeah, Jeffy makes it look pretty. He's had a lot more practice and experience at it. So I stick at what I'm good at, which is sitting up there talking, telling, you know, the history of our brand, you know, trying to get sales, you know, network. But at the end of the day, I sit here and I roll cigars. I got a shit ton of cigars that I rolled. They burn for an hour and a half, and I it's more about the flavor and knowing the tobacco for me, you know. So, like, I can get in going, you know, I got pounds of tobacco in my house, no bullshitting, and I'll just go in there, you know, of raw tobacco, and I play with it just so, like, and I'll call up Jeff, and, you know, there's cigars that I have a heavily influenced on blending, that people don't know, and there's cigars that he's very heavily influenced more on than me on blending. So we do have both a hand in that. It's just with me, I do it more for the therapeutic aspect and to know when we go to the factories kind of what we want. So my palate, I know what I'm tasting. You know what I'm saying? So
you gotta know your product.
You gotta know your product. Yeah, man. It's like I hate to say it, it's like being like selling weed and you don't even smoke your own shit. You don't know if you got good weed, you got trash weed, you got brick shit, you got some haze, you got, it's the same. Like you gotta know, what you're working with. And so that's really more why I do it, just more for to gain more knowledge on my industry and the product that I'm selling and all the different aspects and different flavor profiles that that come with it. So that's why I do it more.
So I want to add
education,
I don't know how to roll, and to be very honest, Chris, I actually gave one of your cigars over to Ish.
Mm-hmm.
And because I stayed at his house, you gave me 2 cigars. I smoked one, I gave one to him. He's like, dude, he goes, it's ugly, but it smokes and tastes really good. So like it didn't matter.
But it's not a perfect cap and all that.
Well, no, I think on the one I gave him was the one where you accidentally flipped the leaf inside out and rolled it the other way.
Yeah.
So, but no, they were great cigars. But Jeff is somebody that's been wrapped into the rolling side of the world extensively. Mentors, trainers, you do it at live shows and events. What's the biggest misconception when somebody walks up to you and says, I want to roll a cigar? What do you find that they're like, oh, you can't just do this?
Yeah, I get that question all the time. I probably get asked a few times a month from multiple people. I want you to teach me, or I want to learn, it's one thing if somebody wants to pick it up as a hobby, but there's a lot of investment that comes with it.
Mm-hmm. The tools ain't cheap.
You gotta buy.
Shit ain't cheap.
Presses.
There's
the
tobacco
presses.
sources you gotta find if you want like quality. It doesn't. Some people have it, some people don't. Some people have to work really hard at it. It took me a solid year, if not more, of learning under someone's tutorage, and that's one aspect, just knowing how to put it together. But then you got to know how to blend it and put the right tobaccos together to make
in the right spots.
Enjoyable.
Yeah.
You could grab tobacco leaves and bunch it and figure it out, put a wrapper leaf on, but it could taste like shit. It's not something that's I put in the same category as becoming a brewer or making beer. Someone that's really into wine, wants to like make their own wine. It's a process. You can't just overnight. I want to roll cigars.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that.
And it's weird too, because as you practice, you get like, I know with me over the last two and a half is really when I started trying to mess with it. I'll just watch YouTube videos. You gotta ask Jeff. Like a lot of self-taught. I'm just learning by playing with it, by fucking with it. And then that, over the last 2 years, then I really started getting into it and be like, all right, this is how you do this. Now, and you could ask Jeff, I'm actually better at bunching. That is like my jam. I'm nasty at bunching. I don't make it that pretty, but my shit always draws good. My shit always burns good.
He picked up bunching real quick. Some people can't bunch.
Yeah, see, some people can't bunch. So for me, I could bunch really well. To making it look pretty, I give it to Jeff. Jeffy, you finesse it, bro. Jeffy's got that little finesse touch. He makes it nasty,
Because the other misconception is that I think, think about it. We're working with leaves, okay? Not every leaf is the same size. It could be the same seed from the same plant. You got a size difference. You got thickness difference. That is usually sometimes sorted out well in the factory, but you're bunching a cigar, your ligero's smaller typically. Sometimes they're bigger. You gotta learn the proportions and the sizes. You might have to rip a half a leaf off to make it. There's a lot that goes into it. And if
because you got to know the right combustion, you got to know where you're putting everything, especially on the bunching. Because if you don't put that the right way, and you don't add enough seco, and you're putting too much ligero or viso, and it's thick, then that shit's gonna tunnel. And so you got to know
consistency.
It's consistency, and there's a feel. Like in the
Well,
beginning, I remember I was concentrating so much that I over concentrated and I fucked up more because I was over concentrating. But then once, I mean, I told Jeff, remember like a couple months ago, Jeff, I was like, bro, I'm banging them out now. Like once you get in like a flow and you get the feel,
you have to think less and feel more.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, and this I'm a firm believer that the only stupid question is the one that's not asked. So please forgive me on the intelligence of this question. But is there something equivalent to like a power chord to rolling, like on a guitar, meaning this recipe will always work and it's just kind of standardized, and if you're gonna start rolling, this is what we would recommend? Does that make sense, that question?
Well, yeah, I'm going to tell you this.
There's four elements.
Yeah, Jeff obviously could speak to this more, but from what I've found, always the element definitely is you've got the plate, at least with the filler. Like I said, I've gotten more into the bunching part and trying to perfect that more as far as the blending, the tasting, and the bunching. From what I found, always, you got to, that's very important as far as the placement of Ligero, Viso, and Secco. And you got to know the proportion of that, because if you put too much of one thing, like especially the thicker, stronger leaves, the heavier leaves, and you don't have enough Secco in there, the combustion is going to be off, the fucking thing's going to tunnel, or the wrapper is going to cone. So for
let
me,
me ask it this way. What I'm more along the lines of asking is like, there's a base recipe for biscuits, right? Now you can make the best biscuits in the world and tweak that recipe, but is there, if I'm just trying to learn cigars, is there can I go and find a base cigar recipe that no, okay. And that's where I don't know. Like if I'm learning, like, can I learn by making this cigar, or just learn literally by trial and error is what you're saying?
Trial and error. But here's the base. Chris touched on it. Secco, you need Secco. That's your combustion. When I roll cigars...
Sorry, Chris, I misunderstand.
That's on the outside. Viso and Ligero on the inside. Now, then you have regions profiled.
And that opens up a whole other.
But that's all blending, right?
Okay, so more of the power chord has to do around the section of the plant that the leaf is coming from.
Yeah, the different primings.
The primings.
And then those go into a binder. You wrap that in a binder leaf.
Okay.
Whatever binder. Those have to sit in a mold, in a press for an hour, maybe more. Rotate them. That's, you want to make them look nice. They got to be all smoothed out. And then the final step is putting the wrapper on. Wrapper is about 40% to 50% of the flavor of the cigar. So everything you put inside has to complement that wrapper. Sometimes when I'm fooling around, messing around, I can pick up on it right away. Like if I didn't put the right quantity of one, it might overpower the wrapper, and that's not supposed to happen. The wrapper is supposed to be present and complement what's on the inside. But the base is, you have to have you don't have to, but if you're starting and want to learn, like we make some cigars, you'd be surprised, there's no Ligero in it. But that's blending, and that's a roller's artistical ability to make that work.
And that's part of what I was talking about before. When I roll, it's more for me. Like my cigars, I smoke like you're supposed to smoke when you're cutting the lawn. It's not like it's more for the flavor, and that's why I make them. So when I'm like, oh, I did a lot of this in there, I could taste that. That with that would be good. Like like when you start to actually know, like when we were even down in DR and doing some blends, like I even got more knowledge, even just by being right, Jeff. Like knowing certain things, like remember the piloto and this and some of the things we were fucking with. I'm like, oh my god, like
flavor
if
wise.
you smoke just that leaf by itself, a little fuma of just that leaf, like like you're like, holy shit. Like this is the same fucking, it's tobacco, both are tobacco, same primings, but this is just from a different region. This is from they're both Secco, and they taste completely different. One is sweet and one is spicy, or one is, a little floral, or like so. And then you start to recognize that, and then that's really where, you start to get creative when you start to pick up on when all right, this region, like Jalapa is very sweet. A little more, you get more of a sweetness. Corojo is more of like a spicy spiciness, and it depends on which region, like, so like it's all learning, and we're always learning. And that's the thing about us and our brand is we don't claim to be like, yeah, we are fucking awesome. We do awesome shit. We're very confident in ourselves, but we're also humble too, in a way where, we're always admitting that we're learning. We want to learn more. That's why we're doing this. That's why, we get hands on, like, we're always trying to up the ante and just get better at what we do, like that at the end of the day. Because if we get better at what we do and continue to do this for a long period of time, we can't lose. We can't lose, because we're gonna just get better and better, and people are gonna recognize us, and the business is gonna grow, the brand is gonna grow. People are gonna see we're genuine, and we're authentic. We really care about what we're doing, and we put in not only just on the social media, the famous, being out there part, like on the back end, the shit that you don't see, that not everybody in this industry puts the work in on. We're working on that too a lot. So, and that's got in the end game, that's going to pay off for us. So,
well, fantastic. And I love it. I don't know how to roll, so it's interesting that it's more around the primings. I guess that makes total sense too, than the necessarily the style of leaf it is. It's much more dedicated around the priming side of it. So I gotta say, Stash, I've been thinking about this since I saw you, and it's been driving me nuts because there is a celebrity doppelganger, and I'm not sure if you realize this. I think it's pretty freaking close. I'm just gonna share it with you real quick. I know what you're gonna. Then we're gonna move on to some fun questions here. So I think this is pretty close to a celebrity doppelganger for you. Am I wrong?
That's pretty good.
Am I wrong?
It's you.
It's been driving me nuts all night, and I'm like, I can't remember the guy's name. It's Holt McConley.
Well, that's the guy from
that
Mindhunter or whatever, right?
Yeah, dude. I like the whole night you just sitting back like that with the flat top look of your hair in the shadow. I'm like, dude, it's been driving me nuts. I had to throw it out there. I just gotta say, that's your celebrity doppelganger. Was I right?
Head,
Do you guys agree?
I agree.
It's pretty close.
It's pretty close.
I was also gonna say John Cena.
Oh God.
I got called that once.
I know, right?
So I have some fun would you rather questions that are kind of fun and lighthearted to kind of take us through the rest of the show here. Chris, we'll start with you. Would you rather have a completely automated home or a self-driving car?
I have to pick one of these. I don't want either of them. How about that?
No, yeah, that's your answer.
I would rather
your answer is you
none.
wouldn't. Okay. Jeff, what about you?
I'm good.
I'd rather live in a cabin in the woods, but
Yeah.
what do you mean by automated home?
Me like
So you
Google,
walk in-
play this. You walk
Yeah.
in, they know they listen
Yeah.
to every fucking thing you're saying.
Absolutely.
That Alexa shit. No. Not in my house.
I want to live in
man.
a shack in the Dominican Republic overlooking the water. That's what I want.
So my next question, Jeff already answered. Would you rather live on the beach or in a cabin in the woods?
Well, both, but beach. I would prefer the beach. Honestly.
Oh, okay. I'm cabin in the woods. What about you, Chris?
I like the cabin, but beach.
Very torn for this question because I'm a northern boy and I love the woods and I love shooting and I love all that, camping, all that, but I also love the beach. So I don't know. That'd be tricky. How about this? An RV camping on the beach. How about that? I'll do that.
Ooh.
So I get
Or in
to
a
camp
van
on
down
the
by
beach.
the river.
There you go. So now I'm still on a beach, but I'm up. See, that works. I'm good with that.
So would either of you rather travel the world, all expenses paid, or have $40,000 cash to spend on whatever you want?
I'll take the 40 G's. Where's my money? Give me my fucking money. That's it. I'll take the 40 G's all day long.
I would travel the world.
Real quick. Would you?
Yeah.
Have fun. I'll be sitting here counting
Well,
my
I'm
money.
all about life experiences, you know?
This is a fun one coming from New York to where both of you are moving. Would you rather never be stuck in traffic or never get another or never be cold?
Wait, so I'd rather never be stuck in traffic, or I'd rather
Or never be cold.
Fuck, I hate both of those things.
I know.
I'll take actually
would
the
give-
traffic. I could deal with the cold. I grew up in the cold, man.
I
So
would
whatever,
give-
I'll bundle up if I have to. But traffic, hell no. Can't do it. I hate
I don't do traffic. I get road rage. I yell. I hit my dashboard. I cuss people out. No traffic.
Okay.
Don't get hurt, Jeffy. Don't get hurt. Don't get out the car, okay? Don't
I
get
might.
out the car. Okay.
And I hate when people delay at a red light. If you delay more than 3 seconds, I'm out of the car.
Oh, God. I'm on the horn.
Biggest
I'm on the
pet
horn.
peeve ever.
I'm on the horn. I'll tell you one thing. That's one thing I learned when I moved down south. Because, you know, being up in New York, where I'm like, the light turns green. I'm like,
Yeah.
that shit turns green.
It's green, you
and
go.
When I moved down south, I mean, if the fucking light would turn green, I'd be sitting there for 30 seconds waiting for this guy to move. And I finally hit the horn. I hit the horn. People would look around me like I'm out of my mind, retarded, like, you know, because I'm hitting the horn. You know, I'm like,
This is what I call
that's
it.
one thing.
I call it the Carolina hesitation.
I don't know what it is.
It's the Carolina
Call it what you
hesitation.
want.
Got no
But
place
it's-
to go. No one's in a rush. No sense of urgency. I'm going to sit here on my phone and change my tune while the light's green.
But Jeffy, that's why people live in the Carolinas, bro. You know,
No.
like they don't want the sense of urgency.
I'm
Otherwise,
moving.
you'd stay in fucking New York.
Yeah. I'm going to
Yeah.
Florida. The
Well,
next
that's okay, because Florida's like little mini New York over here in Palm Beach. We're little mini
Yeah.
New York. So, with palm trees. So,
Oh,
and a beach. A beach that doesn't have that doesn't, you know, have trash floating in it.
It doesn't smell.
Nice. Yeah.
would you now? Here's one that you have to answer, and everyone's going to be shocked by your answer. I think if you only had one, or would you rather have to listen to only Justin Bieber
Oh God.
or only Ariana Grande for the rest of your life?
Oh God.
I'm going to
How
go
about
with
none?
Ariana Grande for you, Chris.
Oh yeah.
Are we looking at him or listening to him?
Just a stupid
Okay.
question.
You're gonna get me in trouble on this podcast, Jeffy. We don't want to talk about it.
Then go with the smart answer, Chris.
I'm gonna go
I'm
with
going to do
Justin
the same
Bieber.
thing.
I'm gonna do Justin Bieber. There you go. Get myself in trouble.
I choose Bieber.
Yeah.
Well, see, I don't have
the
that.
Biebs.
My wife's never gonna see.
Everybody, if no stash.
Now you
Which,
grow some
that would
balls.
piss
Now
her
you
off
grow
because
some
it's when
balls.
Ariana Grande come on the radio, right? She turns it immediately.
She sounds
she
too
know-
good. She sounds too good.
She's like, she gets pissed off because she thinks immediately I'm like fantasizing about it, so she'll turn it. So-
Jeffy, now
Never
he
gonna
grows
see
some
this,
balls. You see
Ariana
that, Jeffy?
Grande.
Huh?
Now he finally grows some fucking balls. You see what
Yeah.
he ain't looking? You see?
Putting his foot down.
Fucking God. Put
Right.
your foot down.
If you
You
could
get yourself in
have
trouble.
one superpower, what would it be,
Ooh.
and why?
Reading minds.
Okay,
Mm.
interesting.
Got a lot more sales that way, you know?
I would be invisible.
Okay, interesting.
I like that
Interesting.
one, too.
Why invisible?
Yeah, Chris, why invisible? Share with the group.
I'm just saying that would be.
No,
nice,
what are you saying?
You asked me for a fucking superpower or a superpower, bro. I don't know. That's the first one that.
Why would you want to be
unfortunately came
invisible?
I don't know, because I just think that would be awesome.
I agree. I think it would
Yeah,
be
I
it would be really, really cool if you guys could visit any place on earth and smoke an Amendola cigar at that location, regardless of rules and regulations currently in place, wherever you want to go, where would it be, and what Amendola cigar would you bring?
The Coliseum, Padrino. That's what I would
Okay.
Amalfi Coast Speciale.
Okay. Wow, there was very little thought needed on there. I feel like those have been
I
thought about
fantasize
before.
about it. I fantasize about it daily.
I've been wanting to do that. I would just get arrested. That's all. If I was smoking inside the Coliseum, probably.
Yeah.
So what happened to those that what was that married couple like a month or two ago? Like a guy, he etched his fiance's initials in the Coliseum. They want to lock him up for like 20 years. He's like, oh, I didn't know it was a historical building or some shit. You know, they want to lock him up for like 20 years.
What an asshole!
Fucking idiot! Come on, guy.
Are you guys comic book fans?
Used to be. When I was a kid, I caught them.
Okay, so Chris, and Jeff, if you don't want to answer this, it's fine. Chris, who would win in a fight in your opinion, Superman or Batman?
You know what? Listen, I'm a Batman fan. I love Batman. Him and Punisher. I love the Punisher. Like that was my jam. When I was younger, the Punisher was my favorite. But as much as it pains me to admit this, Superman will whoop Batman's ass. Sorry.
You know what? I had my buddy's a
He
massive.
has superpowers, bro. Batman's just a fucking normal dude with a badass suit and a lot of fucking badass gadgets, but he can't fly.
No, absolutely. And my buddy was getting into it with another friend, and it was kind of the similar discussion. And my one buddy who's a big Superman fan said, must be absolutely awesome in a fight when your only superpower is you're rich. You gonna throw your wallet at someone? Because I mean, if you think about it, that's his only superpower is he's got the money for the toys.
Yeah, exactly.
Now here's one I'm interested to hear what you guys would say. Living or dead? Chris, we'll start with you. If you could invite 3 people to a dinner, who would you invite and what cigar would you serve? And meal.
My father, my stepfather, and my grandfather.
True family man, right there. So, what would you serve, and what would be the cigar?
I would make my homemade sauce, gavadel, and meatballs with broccoli rabe, and I would serve up. I love the Padrino, man. So probably the Padrino, or the red cannoli.
Fantastic. Jeff, what about you? 3 people, living or dead. Who would you invite? What would the food be? And what cigar would you serve after?
Jesus Christ.
Well, okay. I think we know which one you're talking about, Jeff. I'm just saying.
It's not like you said Jesus.
Jesus, the one that Christ, that one.
Not Jesus Miller, but Jesus Christ.
Jesus Martinez.
That's Jesus.
So him, my dad, and my grandfather. Definitely gotta have olive oil and wine. Now we're gonna do cannolis.
Fantastic. Let's see. What sport, in your opinion, because you guys are sports guys, what sport, in your opinion, is the most boring, and what sport is the most entertaining?
I don't know how people watch fucking golf. I'm sorry. I know, like, I get it, bro. It's like it's an awesome game to play. I'm getting into it more, like being in Florida. I want to get it, but I can't sit there all day and watch fucking golf, man. And I know some people say that about baseball. People say that to me, like, I'm a huge Yankees fan. How the fuck you watch a baseball game? But I don't know. Golf, I can't do. For me, baseball, not during regular season, obviously. There's 166 games, but during playoff time, I don't think there's anything like playoff baseball. In my opinion.
Okay.
So,
I think, I hate to say this, but soccer to me, I can't watch soccer because all the back and forth. It takes forever to get a goal sometimes. That's boring to me. I think the most entertaining is I love baseball, but I think the most entertaining is football for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I can watch football. I watch a lot of baseball, but football is always entertaining to me. Soccer, I can't, unless it's like the World Cup and Italy's playing. But the back and forth, no goals, can't do it.
Football would probably be my second. But you know what happened with me? Like the whole political shit with football, that like threw me off, man. I don't know, that fucked me up. Ever since then,
I don't disagree.
You know, I just got tired of watching it bullshit. You know?
Play the game. Play the game.
Yeah, just play, bro. That's what I want. I want to see fucking people hit each other.
You're getting paid millions of dollars to play a game.
And,
play the game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't even want to say it like that, bro. Because honestly, like, listen, these guys got a brain. They got they're I'm sort of intelligent. They're not just athletes. But it's like if you want to do that type of activism and all that stuff, that's not listen. Whatever you're into. Whatever you want to support, and you should be able to do that off the field if you want to. But I don't feel that if you want to do a charity, if you want to contribute to your community and volunteer and I think that's great. My issue is don't do it on the fucking field.
Don't do it
in uniform. Yeah, don't do it in uniform. Just like, listen, I love cigars. I love bourbon. I like, but I don't do that when I'm fucking working. Well, I smoke cigars in the car, but you know what I mean? Like, when you work, you're at work. And as much as, it's a sport and it's a game. It's a fucking multi-million-dollar business. They're getting paid. That's your company, like whatever team you play for, and whatever standards they set and rules and regulations they set. That's as an employee, you have to follow them. Shut the fuck up and do it. That's what I do every day. I wake up, I go to fucking work. My opinion. You think my boss and my company really give a shit about my opinion? No, they pay me to do a job. It's the same fucking thing. Like they get paid to do a job. Go out there, perform, be the best that you could be. Try to win for your team. Other than that, the political bullshit, in your opinion, nobody gives a fuck about. If you want to do that, outside of here when you're not in uniform. How about that?
Correct. Correct. And I absolutely agree. So on to a much more controversial question, especially from you guys being from New York.
Oh boy.
Should pineapples be on pizza?
No.
Hell no. Come on, man.
What?
Come on, man. No. Come on, bro.
No pineapple. That's not a pizza.
That's like bread with pineapple on it.
Zero tolerance. I love pineapples and I love pizza. They don't go together.
It just doesn't go together. Yeah, that's not the way it's supposed to be.
So these might be fighting words next.
That's a travesty, Ryan. That's a travesty.
I like pineapple on pizza.
Okay.
Well,
fucking travesty.
I used to like you, but now I can't trust you. Although you have a great radio voice, I will give you that.
So here's another one that you guys might like before. Chicago or New York for pizza?
Oh, come on. Is that even a question?
I know, Chicago, right? I know, Chicago. It's just that simple.
Chicago doesn't make pizza.
It's that simple.
They make like a fucking a deep dish thing. Like you have one slice. It's like you ate 4 slices.
It's pizza. That's pizza.
On, that's not
Speaking of pizza,
pizza's supposed to be thin crust.
The pizza just arrived.
Oh, Mike, Chris,
Yankees
Mike says Yankees are a dumpster.
I know, Mikey. I know. They are right now. They're fucking horrible. I don't even remember. I think the last time they were in last place was when I was a kid and Don Mattingly was still fucking playing for them. That was maybe the last time. I don't remember the last time the Yankees being in the last place halfway through the season in the AL East. I can't remember. Third, maybe, but last. Bro, the Orioles are in first place. How the fuck did that happen? The Orioles. So, but there's a lot of season left. We'll see. All we need to do is make it to the playoffs. Because once you make it to the playoffs, it's a different game. So we'll see what happens.
There's a true fan making excuses.
Hey,
I was a Bears fan.
Gotta stay positive, man.
Hey,
stay positive.
Dude, I was a Bears fan for a long time. I totally understand about making excuses. Exactly. Looks like Mike's a Toronto's fan and he lives in New York, Syracuse. So,
Syracuse is almost fucking Canada as it is there.
So here's one. Canada. Here's kind of a fun question I always like to think about. it's a little off the wall a bit, but what kind of animal would you guys position as being an animal like yourself? What's your spirit animal?
My spirit animal is a silverback gorilla.
Chris, what's my spirit animal?
Oh God! Oh God! The monkey owl.
Huh?
Oh, shit. The owl monkey. The
Owl monkey.
You don't know the story. Okay.
No, I do. I'll do.
Okay.
We'll end the show with that story. I do.
Fucking owl monkey. This fucking motherfucker was driving me nuts.
I'm not
3
crazy
days about this fucking owl monkey.
Listen.
Okay.
I get to DR, I get to Dominican Republic, right? I get there before him. So we're staying in the where do we stay?
We stayed in Fort oh shit, in DR, right at the top of the mountain. Oh my God.
We're in the mountains, okay?
Oh,
have a nice dinner overlooking the city of Santiago. A couple cigars, a couple drinks. I'm sitting on the balcony waiting for him to come in and to make sure he's still alive and no one kidnaps him. And I'm sitting up
there.
Like
2 a.m.
And I could swear I heard owls in the trees. Okay? No, monkeys. I heard monkeys.
Monkeys. He's thinking he heard monkeys.
Yeah, like that. I heard him swinging. So
Camp David is where we were at, by the way.
Camp David.
Now listen, if anybody knows DR, been to Santiago, Camp David is literally at the top of the fucking mountain, overlooking all of Santiago. I mean, it is the highest point in the whole city, and it's all jungle up there. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's a gorgeous hotel at the top of a mountain. It's called Camp David in Santiago. And
so I heard these monkeys, and our guy picked us up in the morning, and I was like, "Bro, you guys got monkeys out here?" He's like, "No, there's no monkeys." I'm like, I could have sworn on our balcony I heard them swinging in the tree, making monkey noises. He's like, "Nah, bro, we don't have monkeys."
This
right
is
at the.
I know.
All night, no issues. Go ahead.
All right, so listen. So he's bitching and moaning. I hear monkey. I'm like, Jeffy, there's no fucking monkeys. You're in fucking DR. There ain't monkeys over here, bro. He's like, no, there's monkeys. I'm like, bro, there's no fucking monkeys here. We're in the woods, in the jungle a little bit, but there's no monkeys here, dude. He's swearing to God he's hearing fucking monkeys, right? So the person that we were, dealing with down there, one of our friends, I asked him, I'm like, bud, this guy is driving me nuts about these fucking monkey sounds for like 3 days. Will you explain to this fucking guy that there's no monkeys in these? He's like, Jeff, there's no monkey. They don't have monkeys. We don't have monkeys here. We're on an island. We don't have fucking monkeys. Jeff swears up and down. He's like, and it looked like an owl. It looked like it's an owl monkey. So he makes up this new species of animal. And I'm like, bro, there's no such thing as because our boy's like, bro, maybe you saw an owl. The owls make noises. They, he's like, no, it's an owl monkey. And I'm like, bro, there's no such thing. Long story short, literally, I think it was in the airport, coming home in DR, and he's like, I knew I wasn't bullshitting. And he sends me a picture, and there is actually an animal called an owl monkey. So he feels like so
vindicated.
Vindicated, yeah. Like that. He saw an owl monkey, and that's what was there. So ever since then, he's been, that's his spirit animal now, is the owl monkey. He says they came to talk to him in the jungles of DR. So, so that's the story of the owl monkey. There he's back.
Did you finish?
That is great. That is great.
Go back and watch.
You proved to him that there was an owl monkey.
So now
you proved to me that there's an owl monkey. That's what I told him.
Turns out there's such thing that exists in South America and the Caribbean.
Yeah. Okay.
Look it up, Google it, whatever you got to do. If it wasn't the owl monkey, I don't know. I'd be a wolf maybe.
So are we going to see an owl monkey tattoo then?
We've
probably
thought about an owl monkey cigar. Actually, the owl monkey cigar. So
try to pay homage,
pay homage to all the good the owl monkey has done for the world.
Yeah.
Everyone doubted me.
Everybody watching this is probably dumber for watching this conversation. They probably go, what the fuck are these idiots talking about? All right, and I apologize to all you out there.
I don't apologize. I'm unapologetic.
But this guy drove me nuts for 3 days in the mountains of DR with this fucking owl monkey. I swear to God. And he was serious. He was very, very serious about it. And it drove me nuts. So, but congratulations, Jeffy. There is really an owl monkey. He was right. It's not in those jungles, and it wasn't there. But he just feels better knowing that there is something called an owl monkey.
And it's the ugliest monkey you've ever seen in your life.
So check out the comment from Bruce. So its name is I can't even pronounce that. Commonly known as the owl monkey or night monkey, is found in Central South America. They occur from Panama to northeastern Argentina, from Peru to Ecuador, whatever that country is, and Brazil.
Some ventured off to the DR.
Guyana.
Well,
but
that's
you
hilarious.
did not see Dominican Republic, the island on there. You didn't see that on there. I'm just saying.
They
just
swim.
mentioning that.
Migration.
They swim.
They swam over.
Okay.
Migration on an island. Migration on an island. I know.
They like mangoes and platanos. I don't know.
Well,
They're nocturnal. I heard them at night. They're nocturnal.
as always, guys, I really appreciate the having you guys come on. It's been a lot of fun getting an update on Amendola tonight, getting an update on kind of where some of your hardships have been and what you're trying to do to overcome them and achieve the success that you guys want. I really appreciate you guys always being very much of an open book. Bruce said, I can't believe I googled owl monkeys.
Owl monkey, I know. You should have seen how happy Jeffy was when he found that. He was like ecstatic. He felt so good.
Right. You guys doubted
felt
me.
so good.
And I'm right.
Yeah. I know.
Well, as always, thank you guys for being such great friends of the show, great people. And in all honesty, these are some of the hardest working guys in the business with some of the best cigars in the business. If you've not had an Amendola yet, what the fuck are you waiting for? Get to a shop that has them, smoke them, buy them, support them. These are guys that, trust me, will break their back for you if you ever ask them for anything. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being a supporter of the show. I'll let Chris or Jeff take us out. Tell everyone where to find you, how to find your cigars, and why to choose Amendola.
Well, can I give you a quick shout out?
Sure.
Because you make some of the best bacon on the market.
Bro, you gotta send me
supporter.
some, man. I want some. I'm dead real. You better hit me in the
Rocky
DM
Mountain
or fucking text
bacon.
me because we gotta.
I will.
Get on that.
I will.
Bacon,
I need to get
bro.
on.
Thank you.
I will. You're very welcome. And to my surprise, Jeff used it in Italian food and said it was absolutely fantastic.
I used
Pancetta.
I used the ends, and I saw Tatum and made like a vodka.
Like a pancetta sauce, a pancetta with the
pancetta,
vodka,
but I used the
with
ends.
the peas. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what.
Right. In all seriousness, I just wanted to say to you too, before we get out of here, I just want to say thank you for always supporting us. Thank you for being real. You came by my house, broke bread with us. You were always straight up. You know, what you see is what you get. That's the same thing with us. I think you know that by now.
Yes.
Thank you for always giving us your platform, getting us, especially out there in the Midwest. You know, like we're East Coast boys. A lot of our, heavily retail shops. This is where we started going up and down the East Coast. So, you giving us the opportunity to have your platform, be able to speak to your supporters and get, heavily into your area. We really appreciate it, and always thinking about us. We got nothing but love for you in the show, man. Always.
Absolutely.
So whatever you need from us, you always got it. You know that.
Ditto
Same
on
here.
that. And if you want to find out more about Amendola, Amendola Family Cigars across the socials, AmendolaFamilyCigars.com. If you want to purchase Amendolas online, we have multiple spots, but AtlanticCigar.com. Use code FAMILIA.
In Italian, though.
The Italian way.
With the G.
Spelling. And get 10% off.
Coupon code at checkout. Shout out to Abe, Smoke In, Moxie, all the people over there, Briggs. They've always been supporting us too. Shout out to them, especially now. We're going to start heavily, moving in this market, as well as Small Batch, JR, all our other online retailers. Nothing below for you guys. We're looking forward to seeing all you guys in the upcoming year, man, at these events. And like I said, don't sleep. We out here. We're coming. We're coming back strong. So don't sleep. Don't sleep.
Absolutely. And be on the lookout for information for the Amendola family party. And be on the lookout for hopefully a virtual connection party across their bigger retailers, and maybe we can put this all together. So a lot of fun things coming from Amendola. Check out Amendola Family Cigars. Check out smokin.com for the Amendola cigars as well. They carry their full lineup. And do yourselves a favor. Like I said, if you've not had an Amendola, especially the cannoli, do yourself a favor, treat yourself and get yourself one. Buy a box for all they want. Buy several boxes.
Invest
It'll
in your
absolutely be
enjoyment.
fantastic. Invest in your enjoyment. Absolutely. We've been talking
Nobody
tonight.
takes care better than you. So there you go.
Absolutely. Don't forget, Amendola Cigars, we are the muscle. You've been watching another live episode here at the Smokin' Studios at the Rocky Mountain Cigar Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until we see you all again, smoke what you like. Smoke as often as you can, and have a great rest of your week. Bye, everyone. Peace.
This is